before I came to the church, my family seemed happy until my parents divorced. But then when my father left, I was abused, physically abused by a family member. And from then on, my life was just in turmoil, in darkness. I developed a great anger, deep resentment towards my sisters because I felt like they didn't go through the same thing as me, towards my mother. And then I decided to leave. I left the house. I also started hanging around with the wrong people, but not the wrong people like the street type of people, people with money, but they were not so good. So they had lots of money, they would be snorting cocaine. And even though I didn't, I smoked. I was addicted to cannabis. I would have weed parties every month. I lived in great areas like Bayswater, Palmer's Green. I had money, I had good jobs, but inside I was so sad, so darkened. And then I'll eat something, vomit, feel the pain, and then start again. But my life was not good. It was not pleasant at all. Because of what I'd gone through, I became an atheist. I questioned God. I thought, if the so-called God that is so great is alive, why did I go through what I went through? So the time that I really did come and decide was when everything had gone to crumbles, to dust, when I was just about to buy a property. And I woke up one morning and the mortgage lenders, they kind of closed. They went into administration. The company that I worked for, that I earned great salary from, went into administration. And the only person that came to my mind was my mum. Still walked past each other because I just didn't want to speak to her. It was just like, for me, okay, I'm going to be here for a while and then I'm going to go. Then there was a leaflet of the church that was on the table and I'd walk past it and that thing kept saying to me, just pick it up, just read, just see. And then one day I picked up the leaflet, I read it, and I called my mother and I said, where is a church around here? And she told me the address. So I went looking for this place. There was this sense of peace, but I was still angry because what I heard was like pertaining to me. It seemed like the pastor was saying what I had gone through, but at the same time was saying what I had to do. But what I had to do seemed like impossible. Like, no, why do I have to do those things? Why do I have to make the movements? Why do I have to take action? And a couple of months after that I came, I heard about the campaign, I saw testimonies, I heard people speak about what I'd gone through, and to me, even worse. And they had come out the other side the way they are. And I thought, nah, this cannot be real, but I'm going to take the challenge. And I really threw myself in. I said, I'm going to give my all because the pain that people can't see, the who I am inside is overwhelming, but people cannot see. They only see the outside. And I want to get rid of that. I don't want that because it causes too much pain, too much anguish, too much destruction. The hardest thing for me was to apologize to the perpetrator. But I did. Before I did that, I cried for almost 3 hours. So much that my head hurt. Everything was in pain. I couldn't speak. But when I did go to speak to the person, they also broke down and they asked for forgiveness. I gave my all. I gave my savings as well because I used to save for a rainy day. I gave that. I asked God what He wanted me to do. I did things for God also. It's not just asking, but it's also thinking what you can do for someone else, for God. So I thought, I'm going to do things for you. I gave my all. I climbed, I fell, I scraped my knee, broke a few bones. Not physically, but broke a few bones inside my heart, my mind, my thoughts, the way that I used to think that had to go, and I got rid of it. It got left on the mountain. I came down the other side, and now I'm at peace. I have the Spirit of God. I have reconnected with my family. We are close. We love each other. There's forgiveness, there's understanding. And I know that God's got greater things for me. And yeah, He was there for me. The only one that was truly there for me. He took me in, He took me out.